chapter 8, verse 28, a very familiar passage in the Bible. Romans 8, verse 28. You have it, please stand and honor the word of God. Romans 8, verse 28. When you have it, say, I got it.
I got it.
I got it. Some of y'all don't have it, so I'll wait a little bit. Romans 8, 28. And it reads as follows. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose. May the Lord add understanding to his already blessed word. As you take your seat, I'd like to take a few minutes to speak from the subject, living the dream in the dash. Living the dream in the dash. That's right. Let us not wallow in the valley of despair. I say to you today, my friends, and so even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It's a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the meaning of its creed. We hold these things to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even in the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, and will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day down in Alabama, with this vicious racist, with this governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, one day right there in Alabama, little black boys and little black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and little white girls and sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. I have a dream today. Martin Luther King Jr. had a dream, and his dream was bigger than speeches. His dream was bigger than parades. His dream was bigger than getting the Nobel Peace Prize, bigger than being recognized by the President of the United States, bigger than having a holiday named in his honor. It was his hope and belief that all people would be treated equally, and we have come a long way, but there are still some roads to be traveled, some hills to climb, and some waters to cross. This was evident in the shooting death and no charges being filed in Michael Brown case in Ferguson. This was evident in the strangling death and no charges being filed in the Eric Garner case last year. This is evident every single time Donald Trump opens his mouth. We have a long way to go. We have come a long way, but yes, we still have a long way to go. Martin Luther King Jr. was born on January 15th, 1928, and he was assassinated on April 4th, 1968. And on his tombstone, you will see the date that he was born and the date that he was killed. You see a dash in between those dates. Now, we have no control over when we are born or how we will die, but we do control our dash. All right, Martin Luther King Jr. lived his dash to the fullest. He was only 39 years old when he was assassinated, and look at all he accomplished.
Yes.
I'm 39.
Yes.
2 more weeks.
Amen.
I'm thinking, I haven't done nothing compared to what Martin Luther King accomplished in his short lifespan. Amen. He committed every ounce of his being to making the world a better place. So my question to you today is, what are you doing with your dash? Are you living the dream, or are you doing your own thing? Martin Luther King Jr. and many, many others died in order for us to live the dream. And we cannot squander that dream away by doing nothing with our dash. Look at your neighbor and say, please don't waste your dash. Please don't waste your dash. You see in the text today, Paul is addressing the Christian church in Rome in the form of a letter. He was letting them know that all things, everybody say all things, not some things, but all things work together for the good of those that love God. The good, the bad, and the ugly work together for the good of those that love God. And then the according to his purpose. Every situation, every circumstance, every victory, every defeat are working together. Every beating, every killing, every incarceration, every unjust treatment are working together. Every vote passed, every law passed, every valley crossed, every mountain climbed are working together for the good of those that love God. So knowing this, how are you living your dream? What are you doing with your dash?
Well, Lord, come on now.
Now, 21 years ago, wait a minute. Did I just say 21 years ago?
Yes, sir.
I'm way too young to be saying 21 years ago. Wow. Anyway, 21 years ago, I was blessed with a Martin Luther King scholarship. And I had my own dream, y'all. I was going to go to Sleepy Rock University, and I was going to be a gym teacher. I was going to play kickball, dodgeball, basketball, freeze tag, floor hockey, volleyball every day. I was going to wear sweatpants and tennis shoes for work. And now that was the real reason. I wanted to wear tennis shoes and sweatpants every day to work. Well, I never became a gym teacher. See, sometimes your dream changes a bit. My dream changed quite a bit when I decided not to be a gym teacher. I decided I'd be just a regular education teacher, whatever that is. Then I was going to be a regular education / special education teacher. Then I was just going to be a special education teacher because that's the area I earned my degree in. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a special education teacher. Yep. Wait, hold up. Wait a minute. I just started dating my future wife, Shannon. And I'm not really sure if I really want to do special education. Because, you know, you got to do a lot of paperwork. I think I'll go back to school and get my master's degree in early childhood education because now I really want to be a kindergarten teacher. Yeah, I want to be a kindergarten teacher. Because I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger in kindergarten. I was like, yeah, I can do that. So although my dream shifted a bit here and there, I still became a teacher. 7 years in kindergarten. This is my 9th year in first grade. It took me 7 years to get to first grade. But you see, I love working with the little guys. I get to have them first. You know, there's a number of reasons why I like them, but the most important reason I love teaching first grade is because I'm always the tallest person in the room. But the beautiful thing is, I'm living the dream. Amen. I'm teaching at a great school in a great school district. I'm living the dream. I married the most beautiful woman in the world, and now we're living the dream together. We have 2 amazing, rather handsome boys. We're living the dream. We've been blessed over the past 17 years with employment, a roof over our head, a church, and a pastor to look after our spiritual needs. We're living the dream. And we're able to live the dream because of the way that Martin Luther King lived in his dash. We are able to live the dream because of Romans 8:28. All things work together for the good of them that love God. But what does that mean exactly? I believe that God has blessed every individual in the room with a purpose. There is something that you and only you are supposed to do in this world. And because of the battles that Martin Luther King Jr. and many other civil rights leaders fought, and won, there is nothing stopping you from fulfilling your purpose and living the dream that God has placed in your heart. Living the dream is taking advantage of every opportunity that is given you. Living the dream is registering to vote because people died in order for you to vote. And every vote does count. Living the dream is going for whatever it is in your heart, no matter what stands in your way or what people might say. Because people are going to say, you can't do that. That's not going to work for you. Why are you thinking about college? You're not smart. You can't do that. In spite of that, you got to go for what God has placed in your heart. Living a dream is graduating from high school. Living a dream is going to college and earning that degree. Living a dream is going to trade school and making something out of yourself. Living a dream is entering military service and serving your country. Living a dream is getting that first job. Living a dream is buying that first car, whether it's new or new to you. Living a dream is owning your own home. Living a dream is starting your own business. Living a dream is serving the Lord in every area of your life. Living a dream is living your life in such a way that the sacrifices that were made for us in the past were not made in vain, and it brings glory to your God. Amen. Amen. That sounds great, Brother Brian, but how do I live my dream? How do I live in my dash? I'm so glad that you asked. I will give you 3 ways that you can live the dream in your dash, and then I will bid you good day. The first thing that you need to do to live your dream is you need focus. Everybody say focus. Focus. You have to focus on your dream. Focus is defined as the center of interest or activity, the center focal point, the center of attention, the hub, the pivot, the nucleus, the heart, the core, the cornerstone, the emphasis, the concentration, and the priorities. You have to have laser-like focus on your dream. You cannot afford to be distracted. You cannot afford to be sidetracked. You cannot afford to veer off course. You cannot afford to procrastinate. You cannot afford to take your time. You can't afford to let your mind wander. You have to stay focused on your dream. You see, this is what happened to Peter. When Peter saw Jesus walking on the water, he was the only disciple that had the guts, the audacity, and the courage to get out of the boat. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water. Jesus. But the minute that Peter was distracted by the storm, the minute that Peter started to worry about his surroundings, the minute that Peter's mind started to wander, the minute he took his focus off of Jesus, he began to sink into the water. You have to keep your focus on your dream. The good news is that when Peter began to sink into the water, Jesus was right there to pull him out. He was pulling him out of the storm. How many times did Jesus pick you up, turned you around, and placed your feet on solid? He would never leave us or forsake us. So stay focused on your dream. Not only do you need to stay focused on your dream, you need to have fortitude to live your dream. Fortitude is having courage in pain or adversity, bravery, endurance, resilience, mettle, moral fiber, strength of mind, strength of character, strong-mindedness, backbone, spirit, grit, and steadfastness. In other words, it means you keep on keeping on. It means that you do not let anything or anybody stand in your way. There are going to be obstacles. There are going to be stormy days. There are going to be some valleys to cross and some mountains to climb. But you have to have a made-up mind that you're going to do whatever it takes to reach your dream. That which does not kill you can only make you stronger. With God on your side, nothing is impossible. Think about fortitude. I'm reminded of the story of Jacob. You see, Jacob fell in love with Rachel, and he told his uncle he would work 7 years to earn Rachel's hand in marriage. After the 7 years passed, he was all ready to get his bride, and his uncle tricked him. So he sent him with Leah instead. So Jacob worked another 7 years for Rachel's hand in marriage. If that's not fortitude, I don't know what is. He worked 14 years to live his dream and marry the woman of his dreams. And we can't even wait 14 minutes to get our food in a restaurant without we can't wait 1 minute and 40 seconds to go back and microwave popcorn and pop. I know that your dream is not coming fast yet, but hold on and be patient. God is not through with you yet. You have to have fortitude to live the dream.
All right now.
So let's recap for a moment. In order to live the dream, you must have focus. Everybody say focus. Focus. In order to live the dream, you must have fortitude. Everybody say fortitude. Fortitude. Last, but definitely not least, in order to live in your dash, to live the dream, you need faith.
Yes, Lord.
Now, faith is defined as complete trust or confidence in someone or something. Belief, confidence, trust, conviction, strong belief in God or in doctrines of religion based on spiritual apprehension rather than proof. That's the definition given by the dictionary. But I like the definition that's given in the book of Hebrews 11:1. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Or like we used to say, faith is knowing that you know, 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 that God is going to come through. And if you're ever going to achieve greatness in life, if you're ever going to have true success in life, if you ever want to truly live the dream, you have to have faith. Faith in the same God that created you, the same God that saved you, the same God that picked you up and made something beautiful out of your life, is the same God that will bless you to live the dream, but you have to have faith. Faith like Harriet Tubman when she ran the Underground Railroad. You know, she wasn't selfish with her freedom. She escaped freedom. You know what? I'm going to go back and help other people get saved. Two, you got to have faith like Henry Box Brown when he put himself inside of a box and nailed himself to freedom. You got to have faith like George Washington Carver when he invented 300 different things with a sweet potato, a peanut, and a soybean. Faith like Garrett Morgan when he invented the stop sign. Faith like Rosa Parks on December 1st, 1955 when she had that seat on that bus and refused to get up. Faith like Thurgood Marshall when he came on first African-American Supreme Court Justice. Faith like Ruby Bridges. Now y'all know Ruby Bridges is my girl because she was in first grade and was the first African-American to integrate a school. She went to school all by herself because when they integrated the school, the white people took all their kids out and wouldn't let any of their kids go to school. And 6 years old, Ruby went to school every day. You know what she did every day on the way to school? She stopped and prayed for all the people who were hating her, all the people that were calling her name. She stopped and she prayed for them. You gotta have faith like Jackie Robinson, who was the first African American to play Major League Baseball. Faith like Mae Jemison, who was the first female African American astronaut. Faith like President Barack Obama, our first African American president. Faith like Martin Luther King Jr. not only dreamed the dream, but he lived the dream. And I'm sure he'll be happy to see how far his dream has come today. You have to have faith. But this is what I love about God. Even when our faith is weak, God is still faithful. I can never repay the Lord for what has done to me. I release my shackles and set me free. I have made a way out of no way, turned my darkness into day. You've been my joy in the time of sorrow, hope for my tomorrow, peace in the time of storm, strength when I'm weak and worn. You've been so faithful. Is there anybody here that is thankful for the faithfulness of God? Well, stand to your feet and put your hands to the master better. Stand to your feet and do God's way. Oh, magnify the Lord. When I'm happy, I'll praise him when I'm sad, I'll praise him when I'm healthy, and I'll praise him when I'm sick. I'm going to praise him in the good times. God is still faithful. The Bible says if you don't praise me, the rocks will cry out. And I don't know about you, but God's been too good to me to let a rock cry out when I'm playing. The Bible says everything that has breath. You breathe in. What are you doing with your dash?
All right.
What are you doing with your dash? Do you have focus? Do you have fortitude? Do you have faith?
Amen.